I gotta respect the best defensive player in the country. I'm gonna go with Will Anderson. Everyone in the country should know this is the best defensive player in the country. If he could go into the NFL as a sophomore, he would have done it last year and still been maybe the first overall pick. And he's just a guy. He should be in the pros right now. And he's coming back for another year. I expect nothing less than 8 to 10 sacks. Just a great year from him. But second, I got I got who I think is the best defensive tackle in the country, and it's no other than Jaylen Carter for UGA. So Jaylen Carter, he's a guy. When he come in the game last year, they were calling him. Let me think of Georgia. Who was Georgia number? Jordan Davis. They was calling him Mini Jordan Davis last year, and he was just a sophomore last year. He had over about 4 sacks, about 9 tackles for loss, somewhere in there. And he's just a guy. I think he'll be the top defensive tackle in the country. He's going to stop the run. He's going to get sacks. He's going to chase your quarterback down. I think he'll be a guy making a lot of noise who's going to be a first top 20 draft pick for next year, right along with Will Anderson. And third, I got another UGA dog. I got Nolan Smith, who's pound for pound maybe the best edge rusher behind Will Anderson, he's listed as an outside linebacker, but we know he's more of an edge rusher. He's a guy who's returning. He had around around 7 or 8 sacks last season. He's a guy who very much is a first round draft pick. I think he's coming to make a lot of noise in college football this year, taking over for what Georgia already has. I mean, Georgia's bringing guys in. He's a 5-star recruit, just plug and play guy. Like he's everything Georgia represents. Defense, he's coming just to do the same thing Georgia does every year. Play great defense. And my fourth guy I got Eli Ricks. Here's a guy as a freshman at LSU, he had 4 picks as a freshman when they threw to his side. Now his second year, he didn't have but 1 pick because the guys wouldn't throw to his side. And he's a 6'2" cornerback. I have no reason. I don't understand why he would leave LSU to go to Alabama, but I guess he feels like he want to win a championship. He took his talents from LSU to Alabama, which is something I really don't like the trading with in conference thing. But he took his talents from LSU to Alabama, and I think he's actually the best corner in the country. I think he's a little better than Kelly Ringo from Georgia. If you ask me, 1-on-one, I like the guy. Zone, I like the guy. And I think Eli Ricks will make a lot of noise on Alabama defense because he's just got to worry about him. LSU was kind of bad last year, so they wasn't throwing his way, but the team as a whole, the defense as a whole, wasn't quite as good as they should be. But next year when he's on Alabama, I expect him to be the best DB in the country. I I expect him to leap over Kelly Ringo as the number 1 DB drafted. And last but not least, I got who I think is the best safety in the country. Yeah, there's guys out there with more interceptions. There's guys out there with more pass breakups. But when you talk about a complete safety, I think of Jordan Battle from Alabama. This guy can hit hard. This guy can play coverage as good as any safety I've seen. He had about 3 to 4 interceptions last year, maybe 4. I think he had 4. And he even returned a few for a touchdown. So my thing is, when I look at this guy, I see Ed Reed. I see a lot of Ed Reed tendencies with this guy, Jordan Battle. He's a hard hitting guy. He's gonna knock you out. He's gonna pick the ball off. He's gonna make plays all over the field. I expect him to be a top 20 draft pick in this year's draft as well. Those are my 5 defensive players who I think are gonna make a difference next year. We know Will Anderson is that guy. But those 5 guys, some people might not know my other guys. I feel like we know Will Anderson is understood. But those other 4 guys I think they'll make a lot of noise and surprise a lot of people. All right, Mike, go ahead. I see you anxious.
Yeah, man. You gotta first you gotta stop trying to do like the NCAA and stop trying to take these decisions away from these boys, man. They want to transfer, let them transfer where they want to transfer.
I don't like it. I don't like
Hey,
it.
it is what it
It's
is,
my
man.
team.
Hey, these kids that had too many restrictions for too long, let
Why
them
leave
have
LSU?
freedom.